an Xbox 360, and I have Grand Theft Auto 4. If you also have either one of those two, either the system or the game, my Xbox gamer tag is, believe it or not, EvilCarnisa with a space in between two words. Alright, so now this is my take on the entire game as a whole. Well, first of all, overall, I'd say they did really good on the graphics and things. The whole ragdoll technique that they put in for when you die, how you just fall limp like that, that's also good, I'd say. The cars, they look very good, and so did the changing of the weather was very natural. That's kind of like on I mean, it was kind of good in San Andreas, but they just had one weather where the storm got so bad that it turned to snow, which was very weird. And yeah, that they shouldn't have did that, because that just put it completely out of place. Because I mean, it's like clear in one side of town, then you go to another side, it's snowing, then it's raining, and I mean, that just didn't work out well. But I guess as they figure, as they develop more and better games, they get better along with the concept and the tactics and things like that. Now, I beat the game. It took me a month and a half to beat the game, and I beat it. And one thing that I think I got ripped off on was when I beat the game, it said I only had 65% of it completed because I did not take the time and do all the different mini games and stuff. I don't think that a mini game should deter me from the amount of points that I'm going to get if the game's already beaten. Meaning, the mini games should have their own percentage points. Excuse me. That's the way I feel, and like it should be like mini games. I have 0% out of 100 like that, but they just tied the mini games into my overall game percentage, and that was messed up. Now, some things that I say I found wrong with the game, even though any website that reviewed the game will tell you if you'd like to get away from the police and get all your stars reduced, one thing is you drive outside of the red and blue area, which represents the area where cops are at, and continue driving at normal speeds that you would on a regular road. But now they also told you that if you want to get out of the cops' way, you could do so without having to go to the area. If you have 6 stars in it, the entire island, red and blue flashing lights, you can go to like a back alley, or maybe you can go to a parking garage and you could change cars in there when no police are by. That doesn't work. Well, it might just be for me, because I tried that, and I was in a truck one time. I go into the garage, I change it to a sports car. As soon as I turn out, I get broadsided by a big ass police tank, so that kind of sucked out loud. They should really, I think, maybe work on that. Another thing, parking spaces and parking garages. A lot of my friends say that there were, like, since you can only own up to, I believe it's either 3 or 4 or 5 places on the entire game total, even after you beat the game, it's kind of bad with all the nice cars they have. And I mean, you can't park every car that you like in there, because some of the cars, like the Admiral, I noticed, it's very rare to find on that game. And if you find one, you want to, of course, park it and save it so you can play with it a little bit here and then park it like that. And I mean, with only a limited amount of parking spaces, it's kind of hard to do. Like me personally, I have like one of my parking areas is filled up with Infernuses. I like that one. Another one I have nothing but the Dukes, which is like the old Chargers in real life. I have another one like that, but it's kind of hard to fit more and more cars in when you only got limited space. I think they should get better with that. And so that's my take on Grand Theft Auto 4 as a whole. Besides my criticism, I give it a 5 out of 5. I'd say it's the best Grand Theft Auto 4 game, the best Grand Theft Auto game out there, and it should be. And I hear that they're making a Grand Theft Auto 5. Now I want to see how that's going down. Haven't heard any news on. I heard it once, I think on G4, not sure, maybe. But hopefully, as that comes into development, it will get even more realer than Grand Theft Auto 4 already is. And that's my take on the game. As opposed to how I feel about Grand Theft Auto 4, I also have my good friend Link70577 and I on the line, who's also in production with the Critic Police, and he wants to give his views and opinions and feelings on the Zelda games on Grand Theft Auto 4 as well. Link70577, take it away.
game. The only problems I've seen about it is the fact that the mini games and such, they're supposed to be fun and optional. Yet they made it to a point where you have to do them.
I see.
And I guess it's like, you know, they don't expect you to just beat the game and put it down. So I guess that's the reason why they did it.
I see, to like make up the points as you go, like after you've already completed the game, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, because as you play throughout the game, they let you open up these spots, but they make it seem like you gotta do them.
That's interesting and true at the same time.
Then another problem that I don't really see too much with it, because when I play a game, I usually play the game to get out of the real world, but apparently some people believe that the game was too lifelike. I don't see how it was too lifelike. I mean, you fall from a high place, you get hurt. You drown in the water, you are dead. It seems that only in a few games does that not happen. Grand Theft Auto 4, unless someone can tell me what the problem was when it comes to realness, I really don't see a problem, because you can run around and kill people and take on the police just like you could all the time, and all the other ones. You can run real fast, you can do all kinds of stuff that you couldn't do in real life, so I don't see what the problem is in real life about it.
I can understand that, and I'd like to point out, you know, I'm not sure if you're going to get to this or not, the fact that realness, okay, so the last time I checked, the next time you beat up an old lady and take her car, you don't just get out of your car, you know, you change cars in a back alley and then everything's cool, you know what I mean? And the last time I checked, if you actually do, you know, like you said, if you do get run over or gunned down by the police or you drown, you don't pay a substantial fund from your game money and then you're alive again. That doesn't sound like realness to me. Those people must be stupid in the face or something, you know?
Exactly, that's how I feel. I just don't, and that's the reason why, and I know I'm getting off topic, but this is the reason why I don't play sports games, because that's something you can do in real life.
And that's boring.
Why would you play a game that you could do in real life?
That's true. Why?
But it's something that you couldn't do.
That's understandable, because video games are supposed to take you to an alternate, and it's a reality. Why, and I'm not dissing anybody who plays these particular games, but I see it as, why would you want to play Madden 2K9 or the new Madden game that's coming out when you can just as easily go outside, pick up a football, and do the same damn thing, you know? That's how I feel. I'm not anybody who actually enjoys that game, more power to you, but that's my personal opinion. I really don't see it as a source of fun. If you can actually go out and do something, I don't see how it could be fun to play it and to play it on a video game.
There you go.
Any final comments? Any closing comments, Link70577?
All I can say about it is that if you like to play the Grand Theft Auto games, pick it up. The only thing I gotta tell you about is that they have a lot of secrets in that game. So if you're a perfectionist, you're gonna be playing that game for a long time. And that's if you don't have a strategy guide. Even if you do have a strategy guide, they'll probably ninja guiding your ass and say the strategy guide is just supposed to warn you. It doesn't really help you.
That's funny. I noticed one of the hardest things that I figured while trying to beat that game was, you know, trying to find all the pigeons, which they call flying rats, around the city. There's 100 of them, and a lot of them, you know, I don't even know where they are, since I don't need my strategy guide to find hidden stuff like that. I'd like to, you know, find it on my own, and I'd just be playing, and then I blow up a certain area trying to kill some cops, and it says I've killed another flying rat / pigeon. So that's something a little surprised that they've thrown in there for you. Well, that's all the time that we have for today. Tune in next time, also known as tomorrow, and we'll have a new topic for you. Say goodnight, Link70577.
Peace.
Eat your vegetables.